So if we look at our survey distribution tools, this is the link that you can put on your website. So you all probably pretty much know that. Some of you may not have played much with the short survey link though, or the custom survey link either. The thing about these custom links as compared to this that's automatically generated from the survey itself within REDCap, these are held in a third-party table. So you get this, they take this, and then they either create a short survey link or they take what you want for your custom survey link, when you put this in. And then these two things match up, right? So if you can remember, this starts D47. If I come back into my designer, I make my consent form, first instrument, and I look at my survey distribution tools, notice that this has changed. So because the third-party table is holding that custom survey link, that's not going to go anywhere. This is the only public survey link that exists. All right, so I'm going to go back to my designer. I'm trying to show you the effects of once you've created a custom survey or short survey link. It's more the custom survey link than it is the short survey link. But now I come back here and I'm good, right? And now this custom survey link could work, because this is what you had in there before. But if I come back into my designer and I decide I'm going to rename this and just call it screening, oh, it kept it. So you can change the name of the survey, but you cannot, like, all right, let's try this. If I call this screening form, and I call this consent, and I move this up. If I look at my public distribution, notice it looks the same. Let's create that link. All right, so the point is, once you start playing around with moving things up and down and sometimes renaming things. So when I opened this up, whoops. All right, so notice that this called the screening form, that short link. If I was to, so I'll delete that, come back to my survey distribution tools, and my custom survey link is gone here. Let's see what happens when we open it here. See, we get our screening form. So this is attached. This custom survey link is attached to a particular instrument. It's not something that you can, like if you, because your first form is where your ID is being generated. If you start moving your forms around and renaming them or whatever, if I name this, think it doesn't, I don't think it matters what I call this. If I call that see, it's calling that. So you can't just
Terry, you renamed them. You swapped them. So it's calling what you're telling it to call.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, I forgot I did that. So it's calling this first one. So if I move this up and I refresh this, I'm getting this. It's not going to work. It's broken. And the question is, can I get that link to work again? So that's the consent. So if I move the original instrument back up there and leave it called consent, let's test that. Okay, so the point is that is tied into a certain instrument and it will pull it. And then if I switch these around, even though I've renamed this and done all that, it'll still call that one. But now if I put this first, it won't work. So I hope you get the point here. I know that was a little bit convoluted, but once you create a custom survey link, there is a connection between that survey hash that is generated by REDCap and held somewhere that I cannot affect it. Short survey link is held in our database, but also equally difficult to recover. So once you have a custom URL and you make changes, you need to leave your instrument there and make a bunch of changes to the instrument, because it's the instrument that generates this survey hash. Okay, it's not because it's the first survey in your first instrument in your project. So it's tied into that one. You can't just be messing around with your first instrument and expect your custom or short surveys to work, because they're held in another table. Okay, I just want to let you know that because somebody is struggling with that. This is not the first time somebody has come to us and asked, you know, how can I recover this? You can't really recover it. You can only get your instrument back the way it was. Hopefully before you do all that and start making the changes, you use the snapshot option here, snapshot of your instruments, and then you can start playing around, and then maybe we can help.